Greetings, fellow humans. Welcome to the Brandon Lunch Bunch. We're a group of business owners and professionals in Central Florida, and we're getting together to share tips and ideas on doing business in these stay-at-home COVID times. Online meeting services provided by a Better Choice Network Solutions. Brandon Lunch Bunch is a production of Pacesetter Media.
Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the July Brandon Lunch Bunch. We are now going monthly. My name is Dave Lobig. I'm your host today, and I'm going to be talking about just a quick tip, a reminder about every door direct mail. And if you're opening, especially restaurants and small businesses, every door direct mail is a good option for you. And let's do a quick introduction of our panelists we have with us today. Mac.
Hey, hello, everyone. I'm Harold McIntosh, but everybody calls me Mac, and I'm a financial advisor with the Principal Financial Group.
What are you talking about today?
Oh, and today I'm going to talk about required minimum distributions, something that everyone needs to be aware of that is over the age of 70 and a half. So that's my targeted group today.
Yeah, and that's changed something, or something's changed with the CARES Act, right?
Yes, some rules have changed that you need to be aware of.
Excellent. Ryan, please.
Yeah, I'm Ryan Cabrera, founder and CEO of Champion Payments. And today I'll be talking about COVID-friendly payment acceptance, something that's a real hot topic right now in retail and restaurants.
For sure. Darren.
Well, thanks, everybody. My name is Darren Dennington from Service with Style, Secret Shopping, and Consulting. Today I want to talk about what the guests are thinking and feeling before they walk into your business. With a business called Service with Style, that's what I focused on, is the type of service that we receive. That's changing. And I want to highlight some factors that every business owner needs to know about my perception before I walk into your business.
Thank you. Oh, excellent topics for these times. Mac, we'll turn it over to you.
Great. Well, everybody, some may be aware and some may not. But because of the Secure Act and the CARES Act that was passed in March, some rules have changed regarding required minimum distributions from IRAs. So what is a required minimum distribution? Required minimum distributions means that you have to take money out of your IRAs after you reach the age of 70 and a half. So at the end of every year, you have to look at your account balance in your IRA, and then you take your age, and there's a table produced by the IRS. You take your age and the value of your account, and then you calculate the amount of money that you're required to take out of your IRA. If you don't take out these required distributions, there is a tax penalty as high as 50%. So this is something that people don't want to forget to do. They don't want to forget to take that required minimum distribution. So what has happened with the rules due to the CARES Act is this year, 2020, the government is allowing you to skip the required minimum distribution from your IRA. So if you don't want to take your required minimum distribution for 2020, you don't have to. Now, why would you not want to take your distribution? Well, a couple things, particularly with people that don't actually need the distribution. This is something that can be an advantage for them. But the other reason, and one of the biggest reasons to not take the distribution this year, if you don't have to, if you don't need the money, is the market is down. So that means in order to take money out of the market, you're probably going to have to sell your shares at a low value. So if you don't take your distribution and you leave your assets as they are, what you're going to be allowed to do is let those assets recover and the share price come back. So it could be very advantageous to you to keep the money invested and let it recoup losses that we've seen from the market in the last year. So you don't have to take it this year. Another big rule change, though, going forward, They moved the required minimum distribution age from 70 and a half to 72. So in the future, we'll be looking at 72 instead of 70 and a half. So take a look at your situation, see what makes sense for you this year. Is it your advantage not to take your required minimum distribution, or should you take it? The decision is up to you this year. Mac with the Principal Financial Group. Happy July, everyone.
Thanks, Mac. That's a timely and important topic for everybody these days. Thanks.
Very welcome.
Ryan, please, over to you.
Hey guys, awesome. So again, my name is Ryan Cabrera. I'm with Champion Payments, and today I just want to spend a couple minutes talking about COVID-friendly payment acceptance. Now, one of the things that happens in any stores, there's a lot of surfaces and things that people are touching, and then other people are coming behind them and touching them. And so just in an abundance of caution, there's really one central place in every retail store and restaurant that it seems like everyone touches or needs to touch that enters the store and buys something, and that's going to be the payment system. And so whether it's a convenience store and it's a customer-facing unit, or it's a restaurant and you're handing your card over, there's some kind of best practices that have been released that can help with accepting payments in a more COVID-friendly or even just a more germ-friendly manner. And so first is mobile or wireless payment devices. So you'll notice a lot of times when you go to restaurants or you go to pick something up from the store, maybe people are bringing things to you curbside, rather than handing you a check presenter or something that somebody else has touched already, or taking your card and running it into the store and back, or even in a table situation, where you hand over your card to a server. That all can be prevented if you use mobile or wireless devices. And then you'll notice, like, sometimes when you go through the drive-through at some restaurants, you'll just put your own card into the slot, and then you'll wait till it's approved, and then you'll pull it out. And then you're only touching your card, they're only touching the payment device, and there's no shared surface that's touched at that point. To take that one step higher, the usage of contactless payments technology is also a big help. In today's day and age, any of the payment acceptance devices that were created in the last year or two, almost all of them should be compliant with contactless or NFC technology. NFC standing for near field communication, and this is going to generically include all of your things like Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay. Those being probably the three most popular, but there are others that leverage the NFC technology in order to make a payment. And so most processors take all three of those, and most of these devices have the ability to accept them. So as long as everything is just set up from a configuration standpoint properly with your processor, you should be able to accept these contactless payments. And so imagine the same scenario where I don't actually have to touch the device itself. I can use my phone, my watch, or whatever to just tap on it. Many of the cards nowadays actually have the NFC symbol on them, so that you can just tap the NFC compliant card on the device, and that helps as well. But depending on if the customer is paying with debit or credit or whatever, there's still the issue of maybe signing with your finger on the screen, or pushing your pen in on the device, and so that's still touching the device. I've seen several things. Obviously, some sort of a cleaner that's not heavy in liquid, so some sort of an aerosol that can be easily wiped off. You can spray it on. It will kill the germs if you leave it on for the whatever the prescribed amount of time is, and then it can be wiped off. I've also seen third parties and actual device manufacturers coming out with plastic overlays. And these are basically just things that you can put over the device. And that way, only a certain amount of, touching will happen to the device, and then you can actually replace it. And they're making those pretty cost efficient. I've even seen a basket with finger condoms, where people can put on a finger condom, they can touch the device, do whatever they need to do on the device, and then they can dispose of it right away. The coolest thing I saw in reference to this, though, was a UV light that's specifically built. It's got a small battery in it, and it's meant to be used on these payment devices that you use a pen or sign with your finger or some pen or something like that. And the UV light just sits there and it just stays on, and that UV light is killing the majority of any microbials or viruses or bacteria or anything that's on it. And so all of those are things that you can do. Good signage and things around payment devices to allow for people to kind of know ahead of time what's expected of them before they encounter that payment situation are all good practices as well. Because look, many people have differing opinions of it, but if we can reduce the friction of compliance at the register, then you're going to reduce the number of people that are going to be put off or upset or anything like that. Because ultimately, all of us who are interested in this are interested in continuing business in the best way possible, in the safest way possible, while still maintaining some sort of profitability and all that. So, if you guys need more information on that, obviously there's a lot of good resources out there, but contact your processor. Hopefully they have some good resources for you there as well.
Thank you, sir. And you can certainly help people with that. What is your website?
It's championpayments.com.
Thank you. Yeah, that is good stuff. I didn't realize all the options, and I didn't expect anybody to use the term finger condom. I'm going to see if I can work that into my vocabulary more.
I mean, it is definitely odd. I'll give you that.
Yeah, good stuff. Thank you. Now, I want to talk about just a quick tip, and it's to remind people about EDDM. And EDDM stands for Every Door Direct Mail. And Every Door Direct Mail is a service from the post office. Now, it is great for small businesses that use that have an audience in a defined geographic area, and a product that's used by a lot of households. So, restaurants, medical practices, or good potential users for EDDM. It's a big savings on postage. And I just want to quick show you how it works. I shouldn't say how it works, just a one screen capture from how it works. And what you can do is you pick a single route. And this is from the post office website. And this is right around my neighborhood. And this shows a 1 mile circle. You can go out further if you want to go further out. And I have one route selected, and that's this colored roads here. And they give you a few stats on this route. There's 733 residential, 9 businesses. You can pick which age groups you want to see. You can't pick an age group. It's just giving you the information. And it's showing you the cost for mailing. It's going to be about $142. Then you get your print, get it bundled up correctly, take it to the post office that's going to deliver it. It's a great way to reach a single audience in a single route or neighborhood like you see here. What it's not good for, you cannot select individual houses, and you can only select entire routes. You can't break this in half. It's either an entire route or multiple routes, or not. And that's my quick tip. It's just a reminder, if you're reopening a restaurant, medical practice, perhaps salons, Every Door Direct Mail is a really inexpensive way to mail a lot of people in your geographical area. So look into Every Door Direct Mail. Check it out at the post office. Look up EDDM on Google. They'll send you to the right place. Of course, contact Pacesetter Media. We can handle the printing, the design, as well as the mailing. And that's my quick tip for today. Darren, you're up.
Quality and service, right? Quality and service is what we have always looked for when we go in to spend our money in a business. We want a great quality product, whether that's a good burger or a nice jacket that you're buying, and we want some friendly, polite, wonderful service. And when you combine those two, that's when we gain value, right? That's when we make that memorable experience and we start to accept the brands for a part of our regular life, right? They're on our accepted list of restaurants that we go to or businesses that we spend our money at. So the goal has always been to get these customers that trust you. What is changing, obviously, is the way that I'm looking at the world, the way that your customers are looking at you when they walk in. The biggest thing that we are now surveying and hearing about is that 91% of people now want a trusted environment as the top criteria for walking in the business. They want to feel like they're in a safe environment. So with COVID-19 still in our path, we have to protect the environment the best that we can so that when your customers come in, they trust that you are doing it right. What we're seeing is that a lot of business owners are taking the steps needed. But what we're seeing is that the customers are not. They're not socially distancing properly. The business may be setting up all the stickers on the floor and the right sanitation stations and offering masks. But when the customer comes in, either they're not understanding the new rules and regulations or they're just simply not abiding by them. You need to be inspecting these, because if the next person that comes in sees another customer not following your new policies and procedures, they're evaluating your business that you haven't taken the right precautions. So you need to stay focused on the new policies and procedures. The cleanliness, the masks, the distancing, the stickers on the floor, the no-touch payments, everything that is crucial to us today. You as owners and managers have to be following back with your staff. You've got to be talking about this. You've got to be training them. These are new practices for them. They're not used to this. So whether you're having a secret shopping service follow up behind to inspect, you're doing it yourself, you're holding training meetings with your staff, you've got to focus on that. Now, we will hopefully one day very soon come back to quality and service being the absolute highest priorities for when I walk into your business. But today it's the safety. Focus on it. Don't take your foot off the throttle. It's here for a while, and every single minute of every single day, you've got to be making sure that your environment is safe for whoever's coming into your business. If you check out servicewithstyle.com, you can get some tips and tricks, and we can possibly help you with the inspection piece. So build the trust in your customers. That's the only way that your business is going to stay around for a long time.
Thank you, sir. So I want to talk about one more reminder about getting out and getting some exercise, specifically ACFT. It's a whole new acronym for you. I started with the EDDM. This is Army Combat Fitness Test. Now, that doesn't apply to many people. I'm just using this as a way to remind everybody to get exercise. Until recently, the Army Fitness Test had 3 events in it. Now they're changing to this 5-event test, Army Combat Fitness Test. I've been looking into it, trying some of the events. Some of them I don't have the equipment for. So if you want a little challenge, look up ACFT, Army Combat Fitness Test. To get some exercise, Google will send you to the videos and what the events are. And in particular, the one you don't need any equipment for is what they're calling a hand release push-up. And it's different. You have to start down, do a push-up, then lay on the floor and bring your hands out. It's harder than you think. It tuckers you out a lot more than just a regular push-up. ACFT, remember to get some exercise. And that's it for this week. Thanks for everybody for joining us. Our next Lunch Bunch is Thursday, August 12th at 11 a.m. See you then. Thanks.